Hello sheddies, and you join me again in my shed. You catch me halfway through doing some home renovations, and I quickly want to show you, before I open it and start using it, why it's nice and fresh, an oscillating multi-tool. I've had one of these before, it's battery operated, so I've got a mains one instead. I want to chase out or cut out some skirting boards and some other bits. So let's open it up, show you what it's all about. It's made by Guild. I've already got a jigsaw made by Guild. It was reduced from £50 to £40 from Argos in the UK. So let's open it up. So a 300 watt oscillating multi-tool, ideal for cutting, sanding, scraping, and a wide variety of materials. 2-year warranty, always good to see. 3 meters of cable, weight 2 kilos. So the pack will include a circular segment saw blade, 2 sizes of standard straight cutter, a scraper, 15 sanded sheets, 80, 100, 120 grit, and 1 oscillating multi-tool. Instruction manual, and the model is a PMF300GH.1. Sanding pads, varying grits. It's a triangular sanding base. Hook and loop fit. Oh, that's really strong, that. Really strong. The segment circular saw blade. Scraper, saw blade, and a smaller saw blade. A bag to put it in, quite good quality. Seems fairly strong. You'll find it easy. Here's the main article. 3 meters of cable, 13 amp fuse plug. So to open up the quick release, push that handle all the way over. And we can get a blade, slot it into there, fix it onto the teeth, and obviously we can have it in any angle. So we can have it there, there, wherever. Let's just slot it in front. That's in place. Lock it in. There we go. Fixed in place. On and off button on the top. Nice rubber finish. I always like the rubber finishes. And like I say, I've got a jigsaw made by Guild, and I've had no issues with it at all. £40 reduced from 50, and that's today's date, which is the 21st of January 2023. Rubber protectors at the back here as well, so if it hits the deck, it's going to protect the plastic. I do like this bright green colour as well. You can spot it quite easily amongst all the other tools, which are normally a dark green because I love Parkside. But this is my second Guild now. So speed dial at the back, already set to 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice cable saver at the back there, rubber. It looks like it's got a light at the front as well. Fantastic. I know there's a lot more accessories you can get for these as well. In fact, in my old battery powered one, I think it's got some extra accessories in that one, so I'll have a look later. Yeah, I'll turn it on just to show you what it sounds like out the box. I'll use it, I'll film me using it, because I want to get back to it. And then when I'm finished, later on, I'll give you a bit of a rundown on what I think to it. Let's turn it on first. Not too loud. Let's change the speed. Right, it's up to 6. 4, 2, and 1. A little torch at the front there, if you can see it. So I'll be back to you shortly. I'm going to give it a whirl. Let me get cracking with some work. Right, so as you've just seen, I've just finished using it and it's turned out really well. Well impressed with it. I've used it on plasterboard and wood. I used the sanding adapter as well. That came out really well actually. Just did a trial run on some floorboards, and I used the scraper as well just to trial it out on a bit of tape and some wallpaper and a bit of liquid nails. What else did I try out? I tried it on something else anyway. Works out really well. The one thing to watch out for on it is that when you put one of the blades in, push the handle all the way forward like that, and then so you'd slot it in, put it into place, and there's this little button here if you like. Now that's loose at the minute, so when you put that into the teeth, set it in place, keep your finger on that little button as you pull it down and it locks better into place. I was doing it without keeping my finger on there and it was a bit slack, so I found that works really well. I think 300 watts is just enough for what I need. One thing to note, when I was cutting through the plastic trunking, because it's thin and it was vibrating, it's hard to cut. So if you cut in plastics, or wood for that matter, it needs to be fairly rigid to cut through. If it's flapping around and this is going backwards and forwards, it's going to move with the blade and it obviously won't cut. For a sheet of timber, it's good as well if you want to cut a square hole in there or in a cut in the centre of the wood, rather than coming in from the side of the jigsaw, for example. Because that's completely flat, you can go right up to the side of something and cut through, say for skirting boards or for floorboards or whatever. You can go straight up against it, cut down and along. I want to keep on using it. There's plenty of other applications I can use it for. I want to try some different blades on it as well. I'm just looking at the wear on this blade actually. As you can see, it's worn away a bit of the paint, but yeah, it's taken a bit down. I'm sure there's some better blades you can get for these. Really good as well to get in them tight corners, especially with using the other blade, the squared off blade, just for getting into the tight corners and then putting it off at a slight angle. I found this segment blade, saw blade, is good for chasing. And then for the tight corners, like for putting in a patras or a back box, the standard squared off blade works well, just for going in and then in and then in, just to get the box right. Really neat finish. To be honest, there's some chasing I did, hence why I'm covered in dust, where I used the grinder because I just wanted to plough through. But just for the one-offs and the bit of chasing out you need to do on the odd occasion, this is a lot better. Just because of the thickness, it's so thin, there's not that much dust that comes out. Obviously the grinder with the diamond wheel, which I was using, it proper cuts through it, but it chucks dust everywhere because it's probably, I don't know, 5 times as thick as this. So for the money, I can't fault it. I'll come back to you when I've been using it a little bit longer, just for a bit more of an update. But overall, very impressed. Feels really good in the hand. So I'm off now to give this a clean, give myself a clean, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Take care. Cheers. See you next time on Weekend Shedhead.